Hello everyone, welcome to Infra Experts. Today's topic is how to add a node and delete a node in Oracle RAC 19C. The steps would be similar for 12C also. However, since we are doing this in 19C, so that's why I'm saying in 19C. Before proceeding, I'll let you know that we, along with our YouTube channel, we also have this blog from where if you go to blog and from where you can go to traverse through these Oracle blogs, Ansible and AWS RDS blogs. There will be much more blogs in the future. So if you click in these blogs, you will get multiple scenarios and multiple ways to work with Oracle. So you can, if you want, you can go ahead with these steps. So let us proceed with today's topic. So in here we have just a single node rack right now. This is, if you can see from here, let me go to grid home and then to bin. You can see just one node is there. Also you can check from with this command, you can see just one node is there, and also from OLS nodes you can check. So we have just one node in here and it is unpinned. If it was pinned, then we need to unpin it. So let us proceed and also let us see srbctl config database. So you can see just one instance is there, infra1, and configured node is jack. So we just have just one node. These groups are FRA and data, and SP file, password file, the Oracle home, Oracle user, database name, everything you can get from here. So we have just one node present in here. Now let us proceed with our document. First and foremost thing what we need to do is we need to edit our etc host and put in the values for our jack. Let me do one thing. Let me append the values in here first. So this is one of the value, or let me do one thing. Let me just copy paste this thing itself in there. Okay. So this is done. Now let me ping Jill. So this is ping in private. So this is also ping in. So we are fine with it. Our next step is to add the same entries in our node 2, which is Jill. So this is Jill. Now let me check from here. So this is ping in. So we are fine with it. Now let us proceed with the next step. What is our next step? We need to add these groups over there. So let me go ahead with this option. From here let me go ahead with this and let me add these in here. And then I need to make one primary group which is Oracle, which is O install, and all the secondary groups. I need to add this to Oracle. So this is done. Next, I need to install these libraries, these RPMs over my node 2, and in here let me see whether I have installed them or not. Yes, this one is installed with the latest version and this is also installed. Let me go to my this, since I have not connected this system to my internet and I have not configured my repositories, so I need to traverse like this and install from my ISO file. So this one's already installed, so I believe we are fine with this now. Next is I need to configure my Oracle ASM over here. So let me proceed with this. Let me clear the screen so that it will be better for you to understand. Default user to own the driver, Oracle. O install is a group. Boot on, yes, yes. So this is done. Now let me Oracle scan the disk. So first of all, let me start Oracle ASM and let me check. So this is done. Let me scan the disk and let me see whether these are visible or not. And so these are visible. Totally I will be having 8 disks, right? 5 for data and 3 for ASM I have configured. 3 for FRA. So 5 for data is there and 3 for FRA is there. So we are fine with it. Next again, let's go to our document. We need to create these directories. Let me create it. I believe it was created, but let me just proceed again. No, I have not created this, right? And the problem is with this directory because of this mkdir-p. So this is done. What about my Oracle base? Oracle base is also there. So this is also created. Next step, we need to configure a SSH setup. I won't be configuring with this method. I will go in with the keygen method. So let me create this over here and then change mode to this. I will just minimize it, the windows. I hope you will be able to see from here. Let me go with Oracle user and then change the permission of the SSH directory. So next step is I need to run this. And let me just increase the size. So default one, it is taking this. I'm taking that only. Passphrase empty for no passphrase. Enter same passphrase again. So this is done. Let me copy this and keep it in here in my notes. Next step is I need to go to my .ssh directory and append the files of id_dsa.pub to authorized keys and then scp the file to jack. And then put these entries in from jack to, let me just go in here first. So I have the file over here, authorized keys. Now what I need to do, append the files of my Jill authorized keys to jack's authorized keys. So this is done. Let me go to .ssh, okay, and then put this authorized key to my Jill node. Let me check whether this is working or not. For Jack it is working. For Jill it is not working as of now. Okay. So there's some problem with my Jill. Let me do one thing. Let me then try putting these entries so this entry has been put over there, and from here let me just remove this first. And then run the SSH User Setup. So this is the one I need to run. Let me just try with this. Yes. So this is done. Let me just check now. And yes, it is working right now. And now let me check the authorized keys. So I have the entries of Jill twice, and then now let me put these values to my Jack. So this has been kept in Jack, and from here let me remove the previous entry of Jill and then append the file over there. Okay, now let me see. So still this is not working. My bad. I need to transfer the file, right? I need to transfer it to Jill. So you can see currently passwordless SSH has been done for this. And similarly, let me check from my node 2. So this is working fine right now. Next, let us proceed with the document. So as per the document, I need to run cluster CVU. So let me go ahead with the node 1 first and carry on with all the steps from here. So grid home, and then run cluster verify command for my node 2. Remember, since this is a single node cluster, that's why I had to append the entries over here for just once. If it had been a 2-node cluster and you're trying to make it a 3-node cluster, at that time you need to append these entries in your node 2 also. Means all the nodes should have the same entries. So let me run this right now and wait for the results. So this will be running and it will check everything, how much space and all everything as per the cluster verification utility. It will be checking everything and it will provide us the results. One thing in here, we will again be having an error of physical memory as well as the chronic daemon. So that needs to be omitted. Also, I need to stop the Avahi daemon over here. So this needs to be stopped. And then this needs to be disabled also, so that it doesn't start over node reboot. So this is done. Let me check my node 1 now. So this is running right now. And it is checking, as you can see from here, it is checking all the packages, all the RPMs and all, and it is providing the results for the same. So I'm done with it and the verification of peer compatibility is successful. Now let us go ahead with our next step, which is verify new node pre-check. So let me run this, and the output will be generated over here. And what will be the output? So first of all, the command is grid home bin cluster verify stage hyphen pre node add hyphen n jill fix up verbose. This is the thing. So let me just copy it here first. And okay, we are fine with it, and the output will be generated over here. And once this is running, let me see what's the output. So if I tail this, I can see, right? So this is running right now. I'll pause the video until it starts. So this has started running, and this pre-node check needs to get passed for successful addition of your node in the cluster. And here as we will be facing that error which I was saying previously, that of physical memory and also of the chronic daemon. Since this is a test setup, we can omit in here, but make sure that you do not get any sort of errors in your work environment. Let it be production, let it be non-production. See, it failed, one of the steps failed. So KSH, I believe it failed. Let me, and for CPU also it is failing. So KSH I need to install in my node 2. rpm-qa KSH. So it is not there. Now let me go ahead with installing KSH over here. So this is installed. Let me see what all more. I will get in everything at the end, but I was just checking and I just did it proactively. So what is it saying? CPU disk is not available, right? So execute this as root user on Jill to perform the fix up operations manually. Let me perform it as root user. So this has been done. Next step is press enter key to continue after execution of this. So this is performing the after execution. My bad, I should have pressed enter over here, and this is done. So let me see what all errors it got. Physical memory error, as I said. Then KSH, which I already installed. CPU queue disk I already installed. This one also, and these are okay. Let me see what's the value over here. Options timeout parameter is not specified. And in my node, okay, I have specified it in here, but somehow in my current node it is missing. So let me just enter it over here. And then let me run the script again and check if I get any other errors or not. So I'll pause the video until we get the output. So we are done with it, and the failures are right now these, which I need to ignore for my setup. For your setup, for your work environment setup, you cannot ignore this. So let us proceed with the next step. So I am already in grid bin. I need to go to grid home add node. Okay, so I am here, and then I need to run the command add node. In silent method I will be doing cluster new nodes. So this is the new node I am putting in here, and the cluster new virtual host name is this, and I will be putting the ignore prerequisite failure, because there will be some failures, but I need to ignore them, or else my setup will be failing in here, because it's a silent installation. In silent installation you need to give the statement ignore prerequisite failures. So let me run this, and while I run this I'll be getting the log over here. As you can see from here, I need to check the logs from here. I can check the logs. So let me see whether the logs have been created. So till now it is not created. So my installation has started, and I can verify the logs from here. So you can see the copy files to remote location is in progress. So this will take some time transferring data to one node. It is saying, and it will be transferring, and you can see like this one I'll be having the data over there. So it is currently executing it. So currently 10% of it is completed. I'll pause the video until the full transfer is done. So the update node list was successful. Now let me see here. From here you can see that as a root user I need to execute the following scripts, and this needs to be executed on Jill node. So first script is this. This is just to change the permissions. So let me run this. So this is done, and my next script is this. This is the main script which will be creating the cluster. Till now everything was transferred over there. Okay, now it will be creating the cluster. So this will take some time. I'll pause the video till then. So you can see that it is performing steps one by one. Out of 19 steps right now, 6 steps have been completed. So the 19 steps will be performing one by one, and we need to wait until these steps are performed. So once this is done, then we can say that the clusters is successful, and we can check using these commands. Let check cluster -all, then our stat res -t, then OLS nodes also, those we can check. And once we are done with it, we need to install, we need to add the nodes of our database also software, so which will be copying the files to our old node with new node, which is Jill right now in here, and then after that we need to add the database also in here. So right now we need to wait until our cluster setup is successful. So step 12 of 19 is done, and I will be pausing the video until all the steps have been executed and we are back to our console. So our root execution script is completed successfully. Now let me do one thing. Let me check whether everything is fine or not. So right now I am in here. Let me go to grid, and then crschtl check cluster hyphen all. So you can see from Jill also it is running. Then crschtl stat res hyphen t. So in Jill node also it is running, and you can see that the database is running only from Jack because we have not yet configured our database in this node, right? Next, OLS nodes hyphen n hyphen t. You can see both the nodes are given in here with 1 and 2. And then let us proceed with our next step. Next step is to add our database home, as I said. So let me go in here and let me see. Okay, this is fine. And then I need to run Oracle home, means from here the add node dot sh hyphen silent cluster nodes. That's the same thing I need to run from my Oracle home, right? So let me run this. So I have triggered it. We can see here it is copying the files to remote node. It will be copying everything, and once this is done it will ask me to execute the root.sh from Jill node. And once this is done, this won't be taking much time. I can go ahead with addition of the database in node 2. So this is currently running. I will pause the video until this is done. So we are done with the add node. Now I need to run this script from my node 2, means the node which I am adding, right? And this needs to be run as root. So let me run this, and this is done. Now next, what is the step? We need to add the node, right? Add the database. So before adding the database, one thing you should remember that each and every instance in RAC has its own undo parameter. So I need to set an undo parameter for my node 2 database. So let me log into this database and run this command. This is done. I remove the SP file so that it takes the changes right now itself. Next is set instance number 2 and SID. Okay, it is done. Next is set instance name as infra2 and SID as infra2. This is done. Then thread 2 and the SID. Then add log file for my thread 2. Also enable, means I need to add 2 log files at least, and also enable my public thread. Enable the public thread. So this is done. Let me and restart my node once. So this is stopped. Let me now start it. So my database is started right now. Let me check the config once more. So you can see just a single instance of the database is running. Now I need to add this instance to the node. So the command is srvctl add instance -db and then instance name, which is infra2, and the node name, which is Jill. So let me add this, and once this is added. Now let me start the instance. So my instance is started. Now let me check the configuration. So you can see it is running from both nodes. Now srvctl status database -d infra. So it is running in both the nodes. Let me copy the environment file from here and add it in my node 2. So I am unable to log into the database. Why is it so? So this is showing the status, but still I am unable to log into the database. Let me just stop and start the database once. Let me start it. Okay, this issue could be because I have added the files over here, right? I need to, means I have added the groups over here. So I need to reboot my instance once, my server once. This is the issue which I am facing. Let me just reboot it once and just check. A simple log out and log off would have also done it. So my node reboot is done. Let me check the status of my database from node 1 first. So still it is showing that it is not running on node Jill. It would take some time for the cluster and the database to be up in node Jill. Let me check the status over here. So this right now it is showing running in both nodes. Let me just log into the database. Describe v $GB database. So you can see right now it is running. So this states that since my group ID was not proper, means after setting the group ID I needed a node reboot, because I am already logged in with the Oracle user only. If you are logged in, means if you logged in with root user directly, then this issue won't be occurring for you. So next, as our node has been added, right now let us proceed with deletion of this node from here. So let us go ahead with the document. So from node 1 I will be deleting node 2, right? So from node 1 let me go to here and OLS nodes -s -t -n. So it is showing it is unpinned, and if it is pinned you need to run the commands here is ctl unpin css, as I told you earlier. Now the config database we have already seen above. Next was the step status, that also we have seen, and let us follow this document where we will be going ahead with the silent day installation. Okay, where we are giving the command delete instance, then node list, which is Jill, and the database name, the instance name, and the sys dba username, and the password for sys. So let me run this from here. Do let me know if you need documents for silent deinstallation or silent or deinstallation with GUI. Likewise, I will paste the same in my blog. So currently this is running and this will take some time to complete. Since my system is also slow, that's why it will be taking some more time for completion. My bad. I am in grid home. I need to be in Oracle home to run this, right? Let me run it from here. And right now, I believe this will be running fine. So as you can see, 40% is complete. Right now it is deleting the instance. So this has been deleted successfully. If you need, you can see these logs also if you are willing to. And now let me proceed with the next step. Next step is, first of all, let me see srvctl config database -d infra. In how many nodes it is showing. So you can see here that it is showing in just one node. So it is fine. Next step, let me see this one also. It will be showing in just one node. So it is running in one node with status open. Now I need to go ahead with deinstalling. So it is in Oracle home deinstall. Let me just pwd, okay, and make sure, see what the blunder I was doing. I was going to fire the command from my node 1, but I need to do this from node 2, right, because it's local. So let me go ahead with my node 2. And fire this command. Now it will take some time for the node, for my database binaries to be deleted. So these are the things which will be occurring in here. I need to press yes, so that I will be confirming that I am ready to drop my database binaries. Specify the list of databases that are configured locally on this node. For this Oracle home, local configuration of the discovered database will be removed. So it did not find anything, and I too need to just press enter over here. So do you want to continue? Y for yes, N for no. The default is no, so I need to give Y. Now it is uninstalling everything. So I will pause the video until this is done. So my database binaries have been uninstalled. Now successfully detached Oracle home from the central inventory of the local node, deleted directory this, review this. If there are no Oracle homes associated with this, just manually delete it and its contents. So let me just manually delete it. So this is done. Next, we are left with our grid deinstallation. So that's the same step. From grid home, we need to fire the command deinstall -local. And so this will take some time for the deinstall to complete. Again in here it will be asking for my permission whether I shall proceed or not. Likewise, I need to give yes to proceed. You can see the following nodes are part of this cluster, and the cluster node on which home the installation will be performed, Jill, you need to cross check this before you put enter. Checking for sufficient temp space. I have temp space of 5 GB, I believe, so it's not a problem. So what it is saying in here, run the following command as root user on the administrator on node Jill, this one, and once this is done, press enter. So let me open another terminal and log in as root and run this command. From another session, you can see what's been performed in here. So let me open another session. So it is performing each and every steps over here. You can see it is removing the VIP. It is stopping the Oracle clusterware. Command is CRS, it is stop CRS, and it is forcefully executing this command. So -F it is given. Whatever it is doing in here is stopping the node apps, removing the VIP. Everything is done with force command over here, since we are deinstalling from this node. So it has stopped everything with the stop CRS command, and now the return value of stop CRS is 0, and now it is executing this command. So I will wait until the steps are complete. So currently it is uninstalling the trace file analyzer in silent mode. So you can see from here that the deinstall or deconfig cleanup completed successfully. Now next step. Next step is I need to press enter over here. So this is running. And the deinstall completed over here. Now remove this as Jill. So this is also removed. Next, from node 1, I need to remove the node, right? Because the entries are there in my node 1 for this. So let me log in as root. And go in here. And delete this node. So this is deleted. Now let me log in as Oracle. From Oracle, let me go to my grid home. And update the node list. So this is updating my inventory. So this is done. Now let me check. So just one node is there. You can see from here also just this is running. Let me check the database also once. So this is fine. So we are done with our addition and as well as deletion of nodes, which I promised to cover in this session. If you like my video, please do comment, like, share, and also subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching the video. Take care.